for number 4.
Yes.
I have your boy, Stefon Diggs.
Okay. All right. I thought we were gonna not be in lockstep here. I got Stefon Diggs at number 4 too.
Oh, okay. I mean, this is kind of simple for me. The only reason he's not higher is just because of how excellent the other 3 guys are. But I'm not even gonna waste time spewing any. I mean, not waste time sharing stats. It's just simple. He's Josh Allen's wide receiver 1, and we're high on Gabe Davis, but there's a clear talent discrepancy between Diggs and anybody else in this elite passing offense. It's elite, but it's elite in large part because of what Diggs brings to the table. He's a threat for over 100 catches any given season. The Bills
not a threat, man. I think he's a lock. I don't even think it's a threat to be over 100.
Yeah, fair. All right, threat was the wrong word. Threat was the wrong word. He's a safe bet for over 100 catches. They do lose Brian Daboll, but the foundation has been built. It has been established. Josh Allen's potential and ceiling have both been maximized. Stefon Diggs has been unlocked since the trade from Minnesota to Buffalo, and there's no reason to believe that the Bills will continue to operate as anything more than one of the most pass-happy teams in the NFL. And what do you want? At the end of the day, when it comes to fantasy football, sometimes it's this simple. There's not too many metrics or numbers that you need to look at. You want good players on good teams attached to good quarterbacks. Stefon Diggs checks all of those boxes.
Yeah, and you look at what he did in 2020, wide receiver 3, and that's his ceiling. You look at what he did in 2021, wide receiver 7. That's his floor.
He's a top 10 lock. He's a top 10 layup. With
how many other wide
upside.
receivers can you say wide receiver 7 is their floor at 28 years old? Not too many. He was just one of 2 wide receivers to have over 2,000 air yards. Who was the other wide receiver? Justin Jefferson.
Heyo.
He also had the most end zone and red zone targets of anybody in the NFL during the regular season. You know who had the second most? Justin Jefferson. He had 6 more than end zone targets than Justin Jefferson did last year. And he was one of the only wide receivers that had more than 2,000 air yards, just like Justin Jefferson. And that was his floor year because he was playing with Cole Beasley and Emmanuel Sanders, who are both gone. And they replaced him with Jamison Crowder should slide right in and be the Cole Beasley.
How old is Jamison Crowder?
Jamison Crowder is 28, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's younger than I thought.
But Sanders was 34 years old, and
34.
he was getting a ton of air yards last year over the first 10 weeks of the season, and then he was phased out of the offense for Gabe Davis. And we saw both Gabe Davis's and Stefon Diggs' value skyrocket over over the last half of the season. Stefon Diggs put on a clinic. He wasn't the greatest wide receiver in the league through the first 8 games, through the first 10 games, but those last 8 games, he turned it on, and that coincided with the team moving away from Emmanuel Sanders, moving away from Cole Beasley, and using 2 wide receivers and a tight end. Yeah. And that's kind of what they're betting on walking into 2022 with. Stefon Diggs in his prime, 28 years old. We talk about the age apex season being 27. With a guy like Stefon Diggs, you're not too worried about a drop-off because he's, again, one of those technicians like a Cooper Kupp, like a Keenan Allen. So I'm not worried about Diggs losing a step anytime soon. Neither is the Bills. The Bills locked up and extended Stefon Diggs for 4 seasons. So they're not worried about Stefon Diggs falling off anytime soon. So that should tell you everything you need to know about Stefon Diggs in 2022. I mean, ceiling of wide receiver 3, floor of wide receiver 7, lost Beasley and Sanders, Stefon Diggs, wide receiver 4.
Yeah. 2 quick more points about this, and then I'm honestly I can move on.
Yeah.
Jamison Crowder will be turning 29 in 3 days. So happy early birthday, but he will be turning 29 on June 17th. And then to your point about Sanders and Beasley, They had 184 targets last year between the two of them.
And both of them were well over 30. So I'm not...
Jamison Crowder's not
Jamison
picking
Crowder
up 184 targets is my point.
Oh, no.
There are more. Like Diggs's workload.
I think he picks up 100. I think
I don't know about
Crowder
that.
picks up 100.
Oh, crap. I thought you meant Diggs. It's like Diggs picking up 100 more targets than he already has.
Come on now.
Diggs, 250 targets.
Hey, I'd be happy with it. But no, I think Crowder picks up 100. Maybe 20 get divvied up between other guys. And then does Stefon Diggs come in and get 40 more targets than he did last year?
He's had 166 and 164 targets respectively in his 2 years since the trade, and 184 have been freed up. So, yeah, we could be looking at a 200 target type of season for Stefon Diggs.
Look at Cooper Kupp.
I'd be willing to bet he's got a floor of 180 targets.
Before this past season, Cooper Kupp was nobody's top 12 wide receiver. No, he was nobody's top 12 wide receiver, and he turned into one of the best wide receiver seasons of all time behind what? Insane efficiency, insane usage in a great offense that doesn't keep their foot off the gas.
No.
Stefon Diggs is in the same situation.
Yep.
Same situation.
Yeah. That's all I got about Diggs. Wide receiver 4. One of the safest players on the board.